Hello everybody, Toastbomb here, and yesterday, because of everyone's efforts, everybody around the world voicing their opinion about how they did not like something, we got Microsoft to reverse their DRM policies. This means that no longer will Xbox One require always online, no longer will you have to connect 24 hours, you will be able to play downloaded games offline, Xbox One won't have any region locking, and you can share your games and have used games all you want. The only negative thing that they have said that has come out of this is that you will have to connect online once, and this is because they were always planning on having a day one update for the console when it released. So that means that, yeah, you will have to connect once just to validate your console and download this day one update, but after that, you won't ever have to again if you don't want to. The only thing I don't know yet is that if you still need the Kinect to be connected to be able to play the console. They didn't mention anything about that, so I assume that is still a thing, but I haven't heard them confirm or deny it, so I really can't say yet, although I think it's a pretty safe assumption that that is still a thing. And the other thing they said they weren't really talking about yet is if the features that were actually kind of cool and unique and sounded like some positives that were coming out of this whole system, the stuff like the family sharing where you can have multiple members in your family and you can share the games between them. They didn't mention anything about that, and some of the other features that was going to be coming with this whole cloud system, like how on the console that the stuff was bought on, anybody on that console, even if it's not the account that bought that stuff, can use those things. We're not sure if that is still on the table anymore. They said that they are planning on improving the experience after it comes out, and it sounded like they were sort of hinting towards that's not going to be in this at launch, but it is maybe a possibility down the line. So all of a sudden, this is a really exciting race again between the two consoles. Sony kind of had it there for a while, but I think it's still sort of in Sony's favor right now, the whole momentum, but it definitely has balanced out a little bit more. Just a few days ago, there was a poll on Amazon, and Sony took 95% of the vote. So that was kind of interesting. And you could say, well, the people who are voting on that are just the hardcore people or whatever, but those are the people who are out there talking about this stuff and giving suggestions and advice to the people who aren't the hardcore people and are also the people who are going to be buying that day one. So that was actually a pretty big deal probably to Microsoft when they saw that 95% going to Sony. But then again, how much can Microsoft really do if pretty much their whole system is kind of on par with each other, especially because they're not really talking about a lot of the benefits that come with the cloud? I was listening to a podcast, and they're actually talking about it. The E guy, this guy just gamer tag is just named E. He was on the podcast. He works for Microsoft or whatever, and he was talking about some of the stuff that was coming with the cloud. He was talking about how dedicated servers is just a thing now. Developers can just use them. That's just a thing. That's pretty awesome. There's some really neat things that actually go beyond just cloud storage that you can actually do with this system, and they haven't really been showing that to people at all, which is part of the reason that there was so much backlash, because there was no benefit that the user could see that they were getting out of this. It was just all money-sucking types of strategies that were happening, and that wasn't cool at all, even though there was a few positives that were there. They just didn't know about them, and no one even heard about them at all. So yeah, PS4, $100 cheaper. A lot of people are probably just going to side with that, when, for the most part, it's kind of the same console. There are some exclusives on either side, but really, at least for me, nothing really looks that interesting. The only thing would be, Halo, but that's not coming out for another, who knows, year and a half, something like that. A lot of those deciding factors aren't really that extreme on either side, I think, instead of the money at this point. That's the only thing. So I think Sony still totally has the edge. If I were to pick right now, I would probably get a PS4 and then, maybe decide later, but I'm not even going to get anything at launch anyways, because I'm not really interested in any of that stuff. But anyways, that stuff seems really cool, really exciting, and it's just a really cool moment overall. Just thinking like, wow, people complained loud enough that we made a difference. And that's pretty awesome. That's pretty cool stuff right there, where we actually see the power are still in the hands of the people, and maybe this, helps out and shows people that, the power is in the consumer, and if you don't buy this, you take the power out of those people's hands because they just want the money. So that was also just a really neat thing that came out of this today. But anyways, that'll be it for this one. If you liked it, you can leave a like or a comment, or you can subscribe because I post new Halo videos every day. And post down in the comments, are you still buying a PS4? Are you buying an Xbox because of this for Halo and all that stuff? Or what's your plan? Are you just going to buy an Ouya or a Wii U? Is that you're just going to go that route? Or something like that? I don't know. Anyways, see you tomorrow. Bye. Hey guys, actually just a quick update here. Some news came out while I was actually editing the video. Microsoft confirmed that their digital library and family plans will not be there at launch, so I'm assuming this means they're kinda never gonna return, maybe sometime down the line when the digital age is sort of more in place and they can kinda reapply some of these DRM decisions. Maybe that'll come back, but as of now, that is not a thing that's going to happen. So, anyways, just wanted to let you guys know that. See you later. Bye.